Hey, good day, everybody. It's America's Credit and Finance Drill Sergeant, otherwise known as the Rough Rev, King Bay. Hey, I'm coming to you today to talk to you about something other than finances and credit. You guys know I'm America's Credit and Finance Drill Sergeant, doing the Teen Credit Boot Camp, credit and finance training for teens and young adults, teaching teens about assets and liabilities. Also doing seminars. I'm also known for being the author of the Credit Crisis Survival Kit, Tricks, Trials, and Triumphs of Restoring Your Credit and Rebuilding Your Life. But today, I want to talk to you about something other than credit and finance. I want to talk to you about your perspective on life. I wrote a book some years ago that I never really did anything with it called How to Beat the Holiday Blues. And when I wrote it, I was in a state of depression and didn't even know it. I had got my dream home in Maryland, what I thought was my dream home, which actually turned out to be a nightmare. I was in the process of losing my home. I think my water was turned off. I was like, had gone through some business losses, lost some money and a couple properties, and I was going through it. And I sat down and wrote this paper and I balled it up in the trash. And I came back a couple days and took it out of my trash can in my office. And I read it and I broke down and cried because it was like I hadn't written this little thing, I had channeled it. And years later, I've never done anything with it. I recently went through a battle of depression recently in the last year with the loss of my mother. And I revisited that book and I said, wow, I know there's a lot of people out here going through exactly what I've been through a couple times in my life. And the thing about it is when you're going through it, you don't even realize what you're feeling. You don't even know you're in a state of depression. You don't know you're stuck and you can't get unstuck. And I'm going to be publishing this as an ebook to get it out as soon as possible because even though we're through the holidays, depression and frustration and sadness, it permeates people's lives every day. The holidays just amplify the shit, because it's all this happy, happy, joy, joy crap going around. Like, and people are wondering why you're not like singing Christmas carols. you know, the holidays actually make it worse, but people go through it every single day. So, this book that I wrote, it talks about if you feel like you're at the end of your rope and you feel like you're hanging on by a thread, that you need to tie a knot in that thread and hold on as tight as you can. And that's what I'm saying to you today. Tie a knot in that thread and hold on. If you feel like you have no reason to live, if you feel like you're just not motivated, if somebody hurt you, if somebody broke your heart, somebody stole some money from you, a business partner that you thought really had your back left you hanging, if a husband or wife that you thought you would be together forever, they walked out on you, or whatever the case might be, really know that they did you a favor and you really should thank them because you'll be a better person if you can get through this. So I'm saying to you that this book, How to Beat the Holiday Blues, um, because I lived through it and I walked through it and I reflected back on it and read these words, man, they hit me in my heart. They hit me in my heart hard. But it gave me a lift and a motivation and an inspiration. Now, what is it people want out of life? Oh, I want money. I want cars. I want this big business. I want this, that. I want these material things. At the essence of what you really want is to be happy. At the essence of what you really want is to be fulfilled. At the very essence of what you really want is to be understood. Wars are fought. Many men's lives are lost. Nations are destroyed because people have misunderstandings from one side to the other and they can't agree and it ends up in battle and war and men die and children die and women die and communities are destroyed and devastated all because of misunderstandings. So all of these other trappings and these other things It'll make you feel good for a minute, but what you really want is to be loved. You want to be understood. You want to understand and be understood. And you want to be happy. And a new car only brings you happiness for a minute until you get that first car payment. Then you're like, oh shit. Sticker shock. How can I take it back up? Too late. 72-hour right of rescission is gone. Um, in any case, this book talks about these things, and it reminds us the things that our first grade or our kindergarten teacher taught us are the most important: sharing, caring, giving, listening. I always tell the kids in school when I work in the schools, God gave you one mouth and He gave you two ears. Why? So you could listen more. When's the last time you really listened? Be honest. When was the last time you really listened? Oh, you talk and you let the other person talk and you wait for a break in their words so you can get your word. Yeah, but this and then. When's the last time you really turn off all your what you had to say and what you were thinking about and actually listen to the other person and felt what they were saying and had empathy and tried to understand? One thing I used to hate, this young lady I was dating, she would never listen. Forever, she asked me a question and then interrupt me while I was answering the question that she asked me. That used to drive me. I'll never hit a woman in my life, but I came close to wanting to. Why? Because she never took time to understand. Even though she asked me to explain it, when I began to explain, would you please shut up? In any case, these are all the things that you have to do self-introspection on. Now, what I mean, examine yourself. Stop looking for the world to change out there. How about the world out there is not going to change until you change in here? How about the world may not really need to change? How about you may need to just make some adjustments in how you do things? Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Wow. Look, like the church folk. Mm-hmm. Hallelujah. I'm a witness. Hey, how about you look at yourself? Improve yourself. Les Brown always talked about, I really admire him. I consider him a mentor of mine. I worked security for him at one time, years and years and years ago when I lived in the DC metro area. And I used to observe him, and he always used to talk about the fact that you, you don't get what you want in life, you get what you are. Excuse me. And in order to get more, you have to become more. If you want to be understood, you have to understand. If you want love, you have to be more loving. If you want patience, want people to have patience with you, you have to be more patient and understanding yourself. Like if you want more material things, you want more wealth, you want more money, you have to become that. How do you become that? Working hard, prayer, meditation, fasting, trying to figure out a new business idea. You have to be that what you desire. So you don't get what you want in life, you get what you are. If you have a little puny accomplishments, then that says that's who you are inside. You got to become bigger inside. You got to become a better person inside. I always call it the inside out. Most people suffer from the outside in zone syndrome. They fix themselves on the outside and they never work on the inside. And I see it today. It's a big deal with men and women, but it's more pronounced with women because they put on fake hair and fake nails and fake eyelashes and fake lenses and fake pads of all different types to contour the body, and on the inside, what did the psychologist said? Everyone is lonely and afraid and wants to be loved. They have this big outside and they have this little puny vision of themselves on the inside, and it's revealed when you put a little bit of pressure on them. The real person comes out, and you're like, oh damn, I would have never thought a woman that looked like that would act like this. Well, that's because this is not really who she is. And men are guilty of it too. Buying the biggest cars, buying the fattest cribs, the diamonds, whatever. And on the inside, they have this puny little image of themselves. And all you got to do is squeeze on them a little bit, and that little that little person will come out. you know, it's been said that you don't really ever meet the real person. The first couple times you meet them, you meet their representative. That's the person that puts on the outside and yes, I graduated from Yale and Harvard and I have my MBA and blah blah blah. you know, and then you found out later on this person is psycho, or they're just some strange person. But in any case, long and short of it is, what is it that you really want? You want to be happy, you want to be understood, you want to have peace in your life. Well, that's what this book talks about. How to Beat the Holiday Blues is not just about the blues of the holidays. It's about the blues that you experience every day. I went through it. I didn't think I would make it, not to the next day, but to the next minute after my mom passed. Now I'm learning to glean strength from her, and gain strength from all that she did, and her legacy, her memory of her diligence and all of her achievements. I'm learning to gain strength from that, rather than just to continuously mourn her. And I know she can't rest in peace if I'm constantly doing that either. So I say to you, get some quiet time every day. Every day. Quiet time, meditation time. Once a week, have some type of spiritual practice. Doesn't have to be church, just some type of. I went and sat out in my truck yesterday and watched some videos of Jamal Bryant and Ivy Hilliard and Kanye West at this church in Georgia. I had my own little church service right there. You know, Kanye was on stage doing his thing. Jesus. I was like, yeah, tell him about